First is SQL, and SQL is classified into DML and DDL first of all. So first thing will be DDL. DDL means data definition language. Okay, so why we require this DDL? Suppose I have a database. In this database I want to create a table, and this table has a particular rows and columns. Like here I'm having some rows and I'm having some columns, like in this way. So n number of rows and n number of columns are allowed. There is no restriction actually. Now I just want to create some rows. So I need to create a table means we need a DDL command. So DDL means data definition language, where we have a table EMP and we have an ID column and name is there, and the last thing will be the salary. Okay, so these are the columns in this particular table. So while creating a table we use DDL, where we have a command known as create. So by using this create command we can call this particular columns, like create a table along with the columns. Now you know that ID is a variable, like a column name, and this column will contain some values. So what type of values you can have? For that we need to know what are the different data types we deal. So in Oracle you will be dealing with number, first data type, and number you will be giving it as size. And next we have name. Name is nothing but characters. So for the characters we have varchar and varchar2. Two things are there. Varchar is there and varchar2 size. So what is the difference between varchar and varchar2? Varchar is limited to SQL itself, whereas varchar2 is supported by both SQL and PLSQL. And memory point of view, here we can have 38 digits. The size of number can be till 38, and for these both the things the character size will be 4000 characters. For both varchar and varchar2 it is allowed till 4000 characters, you can say. And this create command is used to create a table along with the columns, and along with the columns we use the data type. Okay, now I have given that ID as number, but we might require this particular ID as varchar2. Why? Because I need characters along with that numbers, means alphanumeric. Suppose in some industry like E71A0, it is also an ID. We can have alphanumeric as ID, right? For that reason we are using this varchar2. But already at the time of creating the table I mentioned it as number size. So how to modify that? For that we need this particular alter command. We have an alter, and in this alter we can use only the modify command. So alter is there. In this alter we have modify. Okay, so just want to show this thing. I'll directly open the Oracle. Like here we have Oracle 10G database 10G Express edition, and in this run Sql command line. If you run this thing you will get a command prompt and just say connect. There are two different ways of connecting to this particular Oracle. like say properties, I am increasing the font, like here we have till 24. So here I can say connect system by manager. This is first way of connecting to this particular database. Suppose I need to connect again. Say connect
రన్ కమాండ్ లైన్ ఆప్షన్ ఎట్లా వస్తుందండి? మామూలు కమాండ్ లైన్ వస్తుంది కానీ సీక్వెల్ ఎట్లా వస్తుంది?
SQL అంటే ఇది it's not command prompt. From the software I've opened this run SQL command line. So it is in the software itself. When you're trying to install, you'll get directly from the software. So you have to go for the Oracle database 10G Express Edition. Then inside that you should see that run SQL command line will be there. Along with the software we are getting it and just we are using it, so that it's a storage area where we can connect in two different ways. Okay, so if you connect, it will ask username. I just say system and enter password means manage. So when you enter manager, it's getting the thing. So next the two ways are there, and now the third thing is how to create a table by using DDL. Okay, so we have the commands like say create a table employee, EMP you can say. Okay, and in this EMP I want to have ID as number and some size of 10 digits, name as varcat2 and the size of some 30, and we have salary. The salary will be like some number, that too like 10 digits. Just enter. So this is what creating the particular thing. I just copied something else. So just wait. So we have created a table, and now after creating the table, what we need here, I need to see the particular table. How to see that particular table? Describe EMP. This is one way to see the particular table, or you can say DSC of EMP. This is another way of seeing the table. Okay, and now after creating the table, I said I have an ID where the number 10 is there, but in this scenario I want to change that particular thing. What I want to do, I want to have that number change it to varcat2. So I want to modify. So first thing, we should create the table by using create command, and if you want to change anything we can use the particular alter. So here create, and this create is inside the DDL. And what do you mean by DDL? Data definition language, and the create command is nothing but here you can see I'm just trying to mark, so this entire thing is getting marked, and after this I want to use a command known as alter. Okay, so why we use alter? Just to change the particular columns of a table. So here we have alter, and this again the alter is classified into four types. First is modify. So what is modify? You can say alter. What I am altering? Table. Which table? EMP. Because alter table will work on a column of a particular table. Which table we have to specify? I might have EMP, student, person, employee. Different tables might be there, right? So I'm using this EMP table, and in this EMP table what I'm trying to do, I want to modify. What I want to modify? ID, and that is from number to varchar2 of some particular 20. Just say enter. So this is how we modify the particular table. Okay, and after this, after modifying, suppose my second requirement is I have changed this particular ID, and now I want like a column. What is that column? You can say date of joining. So for this date of joining, we need to add a column to the existing table, right? So we can use a command known as add. In alter, we have first modify, which is used to modify the particular data type size and data type. In the same way, we have a command known as alter table emp add. What I'm trying to add? doj. What is doj? You can say it as number, directly number, or you can say it as varchar2 of 20. Just enter. So what's happening now? We have added this particular doj column. How to check it? Describe emp. That's it. So when you see this here, we have this particular things like ID is there, name, salary, and doj. And first we have changed that ID as varchar2. It's getting changed, and we have added a doj. You can see the doj here. That is the alter command for adding a particular table. So I'll just take this thing, and the third command which we need is nothing but here it's ID, but what ID? Student ID, person ID, or employee ID? It's employee ID, right? So I want to change that particular name, like from ID to EMP ID. Here you should understand you're not working on a table. You're working on a column inside a table. So basically you're working on a column itself, right? So how to differentiate that? We use a alter command which will work only on the columns. Alter does not work on the table. So in alter we'll say which table, the particular table name, and then we can say rename. What I'm trying to rename here? Column. So we have to specify that I'm trying to rename a particular column. Okay, so column, what is that old column name? ID, and here I have nothing to do with the data type because I'm not changing the data type. Already I've done it in modify. I'm not adding any new column. I am changing the name of a column, and here ID too I'm changing it to AMP ID. So it has been added, right? So if you see the difference here, when we have alter, modify, and add, we used to add this data type, the name and the data type. But coming to rename, we have the column keyword, but we don't have the data type. Whereas column keyword is not there inside the modify and add. So these are the things you should differentiate. And now after that rename, what is the last thing we have? Suppose I don't want to have this DOJ. I just want to remove that. So how to remove an existing column? Then again you have to use alter, because if you want to perform any action on a column, then we go for alter table itself. So here we have alter and table emp, and that emp has nothing but drop. What I'm trying to drop? Column. Which column? DOJ. So I just need to drop the column name, right? So directly you'll get the column name. No need to specify again the data type. Okay. So whatever the data type is there, it is also get dropped. So here we have a command known as drop, and by using this drop command we can destroy the entire table column. Means inside the table only the column will be dropped when you use the alter drop command. Okay. So these are the commands which comes under alter, you can say. What are those? First is alter, second is like first in alter modify is there, second is add, third is rename, and fourth is drop. So these are the commands inside that particular alter. Now after alter, after working everything on the column, I need to change that table name. Suppose EMP. No one can understand what is EMP directly, right? If you specifically write employee, means the entire name. So already I have given it as EMP. Now I have to change it. How to change that thing? By using rename command. Without any alter, directly I will be using rename command. So here rename modify, or you can say sorry, rename old table name EMP to new table name employee. If you see, I haven't used any table keyword because directly I am telling that I am renaming a table itself. EMP and EMP is changed to employee. So that is known as direct rename, which will work only on the table. So there is a difference between two renames. One which works along with the alter, and we can use it only on the column here, and another direct rename which works only on the table. Table rename can be done. Next, suppose I want to drop the particular table, entire table. Then I can use the drop command. So here the last thing will be rename. What we are trying to rename? Rename EMP to employee. And what is drop? We are dropping this particular table name. So drop table, and the table name will be there. So it's not EMP now because already we have changed it to employee. So if you see DSC of EMP, it won't come because that EMP does not exist now. What exists? Employee. So you have to change it from EMP to employee, you can say. Okay. And next thing, already I have done with the DDL commands. DDL entirely works on the structure of a table and the columns modification only. It does not work on the rows. If you see, we have rows here. What are the rows, you can say? We have these empty rows. I want to fill them like 1023 or 102. Name Rahul, salary some 10,000, right? The same way 103, and name you can say Shiva, and some 20,000. Okay, so 104 and some other name Kiran and some 50,000. So these are the rows actually. So I want to insert the rows in an existing table. So how to insert that particular rows? For that we have to use a particular command known as DML, data manipulation language. Okay, so we are manipulating the data. How we are manipulating? By using the commands. So what are the commands we have? First we have a command known as insert. So what this insert is doing now? This insert is used to enter a row. So how you are inserting means I have 3 columns. Now you have to understand one thing. Here I have table keyword. I have table. Again a table is there. Table. So what is that? Everything has a table keyword in common because here everything works on the table itself. Okay, you have to specify which table. Like a lot of tables will be there in the database. You are working on which table you are specifying by using the table keyword. Along with the table, every time you can see that table name must be mentioned. Next, here rename EMP to employee means only on the table rename, the table keyword is not coming. That is another thing you have to remember. Now, I'm using that insert command, right? So how to have that insert? Insert employee. So that employee is nothing but values. So here don't use the table keyword now, because already we can say that whatever you are inserting you will be inserting in the table itself, right? So I won't be using any table keyword now. Just directly the table name and then the values. What are the values we have? 102 or 1023, Rahul and some salary. What you said? 12,000. Here I am getting an error when I insert these values. What is that error it's saying? It's saying that insert into keyword, right? So first thing we are missing is an into keyword, which must be given at the starting before the particular table name, because we are inserting into the employee itself in a normal English we can say. And again I am getting an error saying that column not allowed here. We have a column which is not allowed here. Why? Because Rahul is a value or a name? Rahul is a value for the name column. So it's not a column here. It's a value. Then how can you differentiate to the particular machine that name is a column name, Rahul is a column value? We should have some differentiation, right? For that reason, every time when you specify the value, make sure that value must be in the single quotes. Either it might be a single character or it might be a group of characters. But the characters every time are mentioned inside the single code itself. Okay? These are the things we can say. And next, after this, we have the value. So what you have to do here? Instead of giving that value directly, give the single quotes and just say enter. So this is one way of inserting the particular columns, right? So one record is getting inserted. Just say enter. And here you have DML. DML means what? Data manipulation language. And in this first thing is what? Insert. How we are inserting? The command insert into employees or employee values, right? How many columns are there? That many values must be inserted. Suppose if I am having 3 columns and I am inserting only 2 values, is it fine? Here
Yes,
you will get error.
it will take none. Okay.
No, because 3 columns are there. Compulsory 3 values must be given. If I enter, then it will say not enough values. If I give more also, like I am giving 12,000 and I have another value, like suppose some age 26, too many values. If you are giving less values, it's saying not enough values. If you are giving more values, it's saying too many values. So what you have to understand, how many columns are there, that many values must be given if you are writing this command directly. But we have another way of inserting the values for the particular column itself. This is what insert for all columns you can say, and we have another command known as particular columns. Means I have to insert into employee, but I'm not inserting into all the columns. Then here it should be specified properly after the employee which particular columns you want to insert. Like I want ID. So here is it ID or EMP ID? How to know that? Describe employee. So it's EMP ID, right? How to clear the screen? CL space SCR. Insert into employee. What I am trying to insert? The column values. Which column values? One is EMP ID, another thing is salary. So I'm not inserting anything inside the name. Then you can use the values, and that values can be like 1025 or 24, and some salary can be given like 20,000. Okay, just enter. So what's happening here? Previously I have inserted a row. Now I am trying to insert another row here, right? So this is particular column insertion. But I want to check whether these are getting inserted properly or not. So we have a command known as select star from employee. So you can use this particular command to check the particular tables and the values. So rows can be seen using the select command itself. The select is also a part of DML itself. At the last we'll see again. Now here EMP ID, name and salary, 3 values are given in the first row. In the second, particular row has been given. The next thing will be after insert, say I don't have any name for 1024. So I want to insert a name, like update the particular name. In DML we have insert, and insert is for all columns or particular columns, and we have one more thing known as update. So how to update that? Update table name. What we are setting? We are setting the name. The column name will be there, and now right side is a value or a column, it's a value. So how to specify the value? Name equals to this particular name, like here I'm giving it as Shiva, where EMP ID equals to 1024. So it's updating the particular column, or you can say row. Okay, in that particular row, this particular column value has been changed. So this is update command, you can say. So we have an update where we need just this particular update, table name set, column name equals to value, where condition. This condition might be written based on ID or based on salary. Okay. And now what is the next thing you can say after update? Suppose I want to delete a record now. So either you can delete the entire table or a particular row. So if you want to delete the entire table, say delete from employee where condition. But before that, if you don't give any condition, delete from table name. Here entire rows you can say, or all rows deleted. And next thing, particular row delete. So for the particular row delete, we'll use delete from employee where column name. What is the column name? You can say we have like delete from employee where EMP ID you can say, or salary, or the name, anything you can use. I'm using the EMP ID. So what's the EMP ID? 1024. When just enter, we can see that particular name has been deleted. So just select star from EMP means only one record is there, where EMP ID equals to 1024. This is particular row delete, and the above one is all rows delete. Okay, and after deleting, the select command is there. If you want to use a select command, we'll be using like select. Here I just want to insert few values, so insert into employee where EMP, or you can say values. What are the values we have? 1024, just that name Mahesh, and that salary 23,000. In the same way 1025 you can give, and we have some particular Kiran and some value as 16,000. So next thing 1026, and we have some Dinesh and some 34,000. If I want to select all the things, we have select star from employee. This is what all rows and all columns. First thing, because all the rows are there and all the columns are also there, right? Means if you want to select only the particular column also, it's fine, it's possible actually. Like say all rows and particular row, sorry, all columns and particular row. So select star from employee where we have emp id as 1025. So only this particular record is getting displayed. Okay, and now I can use this particular next command for only few columns, like particular column all rows. Say select, I don't want all the columns. Star indicates all columns every time, every pair. In any language, star indicates all the columns. Now I want to select only the particular columns. What are the particular columns? You can say select name and salary from employee. So you are getting the name and the salary itself. That is what all, like particular column, all rows. Next, particular column and particular row. So we have employee where emp id equals to 1025. So what will happen? Where emp id is 1025, those records will be coming. Or if you want even salary equals to some 16,000, then also you are getting that particular record, right? So particular column, particular row. In this way we can just retrieve the commands. So this is what SQL commands for basic, only inserting, creating and deleting. Okay, and these are the basic things which we require for programming also. Apart from this, we have lot of things, but for application level at the starting we can use these things, and I'll be forwarding you the SQL material. Just go through that particular SQL material and try to practice all the commands one after the other.